Hi, this is Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Index Card RPG and our Mass Effect game. It's one of the games that's going on in my Sunday Dungeons and Dragons group. We run Dungeons and Dragons primarily, but because we want to be good dungeon masters, we run other games as well. And this is one of the other games that are run. And I really wanted to talk to you today about specifically the Index Card RPG, and I wanted to share one of my feral player characters. So, basically, I just want you to understand what every player character is in the Sunday Index Card RPG. So, I think I'm going to do a video for each one of the player characters and tell you what I know. And really, to be clear, this Index Card RPG Mass Effect, it actually serves a lot of functions. It is serving a function of being a fun tabletop role-playing game that I really enjoy. It's serving to watch how another dungeon master runs other tabletop role-playing games to make me a better dungeon master. And it also is serving to understand the Mass Effect video game world. I am very skeptical of if there's real value in video games, but there are some spikes. There are some there are some video games that spike through in quality, and I really think Mass Effect is a special world. It is really a competitor. It is approaching being a real competitor to Star Trek and Star Wars, right? Because it has its own world, and I'm really starting to understand its world. So what I want to share with you today is one of my fellow player characters in this very awesome Index Card RPG Mass Effect game. So we're going to talk today about TikTik. And TikTik is specifically a Salarian avatar. He is played by Edward. He is our most dedicated player. He shows up and he shows out every week. He's mechanically adept. He's narratively adept. And he's just our most dedicated player. And so his name is Edward, and he runs this player character called TikTik. And TikTik is a Salarian avatar. So one of the things that's kind of cool is he is my my warband mate. Third edition Dungeons and Dragons talked about a warband, and in the miniatures book for third edition, and that is like a group who's together and they work together and they're on the same team, and there's no Leroy Jenkins. That's what I love about Edward. He never Leroy Jenkins. He's always paying attention and he's engaged. And he just does a great job with the Salarian avatar, and I really feel like he's a teammate, right? And we're pulling the same rope in the same direction, and I love it, and I really appreciate just Edward showing up and showing out every week and doing such a great job on this Mass Effect character. Now, just to be clear, Edward had a character that died in this Mass Effect game. It was a Quarian. Maybe I'll do that in another video, but this is his second character, and he had to make another character in the Mass Effect game because his first one died. And I thought that was an interesting point about Edward the player, right? That he's persisting past a character death. I think character deaths. I don't think we've really unpacked how deeply impacting a character death can be in a tabletop role playing game. I think we're still exploring that. But let's talk about what TikTik is. So he's a Salarian. Now this is a big deal. So what's a Salarian? It's really interesting. Salarians are incredibly important in the Mass Effect world. So as a Salarian, Salarians created the Krogan race, and the Krogans are kind of like these think of if the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were an entire race, right? So the Krogans were created by the Salarians to fight a war that the Salarians wanted to win. The Krogans became out of control. And so then the Salarians created the genophage, which was specifically a disease designed to make it so that they cannot breed, right? And today, Krogans only breed at a rate of 1 out of 1,000 pregnancies actually manifests into a Krogan child. That's horrific, right? So the Salarians have this absolutely horrific, pure villain background, right? And so, Edward is playing one of these guys. Now, the Salarians are now in Mass Effect, they're trying to move past this, right? And to move past creating the Krogans for an incredibly selfish reason, and then horribly impacting the Krogans for a horribly selfish reason. And they're trying to redeem themselves. So the Salarians are really a starfaring race who are really good at technology, are a critical race in the Citadel. So in the Citadel is in Mass Effect. The Alliance is the alliance of all humans, and the Citadel is the alliance of all the alien races. And almost all alien races have an ambassador there, but the Salarians are one of 3 core races in the Citadel. So they are the Asari, the Salarians, and the Taurians, right? So Taurians do Citadel security, and then the Salarians do Citadel tech, and the Asaris do Citadel diplomacy. Okay, but the Salarians are really important to the specifically, the Salarians are very specific. The Salarians are very important to the Citadel itself. So TikTik is a Salarian, and then he's an avatar. What is an avatar? I'll tell you right now. I'm trying to learn Mass Effect. He uses biotics, which are special mind powers, right? And really, I can't functionally tell them apart from what Jedis do. So biotics in the Mass Effect game do the same thing that Jedis do. A wide array of powers that all can be done with. And now, in Star Wars, these powers are done with the Force. In Mass Effect, it's almost all psionics, and those psionics are being boosted by machines, right? So he is an avatar. So that is TikTik, the Salarian avatar. Edward does a fantastic job every week of running him. I really, really just dig seeing all the crazy ideas he comes with, and he really runs them like a Jedi. He does a fantastic job with it. Do you play Mass Effect? Where do the Salarians fit with you? I feel they're a villainous race seeking redemption, which makes them very interesting. I almost think of them as like Snape in Harry Potter, like very, very interesting. Have you ever played an avatar in Mass Effect? And have you ever used a tabletop role-playing game to run a specific world? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.